What if I told you that one of history's most celebrated philosophers, the man behind the ideas of the Übermensch, eternal recurrence, and the death of God, was also a man who wrote some of the most venomous lines about women you'll ever read? Friedrich Nietzsche, the prophet of modern existentialism, once wrote, "Are you visiting women? Do not forget the whip." Think about that for a second. Imagine saying that in today's world, Nietzsche would be instantly cancelled, dragged, torn apart online. But here's the disturbing part, he wasn't joking. Why did Nietzsche write words so cruel, so hostile, that even his closest friends begged him to tone them down? Why did a man who dedicated his life to the search for truth and meaning unleash such hatred toward half of humanity? Was it pure misogyny, or was it something darker, something buried deep in his own pain? Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to reveal a secret about Nietzsche's final days, one that exposes not just his relationship with women, but the haunting irony that consumed his life. And trust me, once you hear it, you'll never look at him, or his philosophy, the same way again. Let's go back to the beginning. Nietzsche grew up without a father. His father, a Lutheran pastor, died when Nietzsche was only 4. That left little Friedrich to be raised in a household dominated entirely by women, his mother, his grandmother, his aunts, his sister. Imagine this, a sensitive young boy, trapped in a suffocating matriarchy, with no male role model, surrounded by women who demanded obedience, piety, and restraint. Instead of freedom, he felt caged. Instead of strength, he felt weakened. This wound followed him for life. And then came love. Or at least, what Nietzsche thought was love. In 1882, he fell for Lou Salome, a brilliant, fearless woman who would later become a famous writer and thinker in her own right. Nietzsche adored her. He saw in her not just beauty, but intelligence, independence, the kind of woman who could walk into a room and bend it to her will. He proposed to her, not once, but twice. Both times, she rejected him. Publicly. Brutally. She didn't just say no, she humiliated him. And then, to make matters worse, she ran off with his best friend. Now imagine Nietzsche, already fragile, already insecure, watching the one woman he wanted most treat him like a fool. That heartbreak didn't just scar him, it defined him. And it bled into his writing. His pen turned into a weapon. His books began to spit fire at women, portraying them as manipulative, shallow, destructive forces designed to enslave men. For Nietzsche, women weren't equals. They were enemies. But here's where it gets interesting. Nietzsche's hatred wasn't simple misogyny, it was personal. It was revenge. When he wrote, "Woman is not even shallow," he wasn't describing all women, he was bleeding out his own humiliation, his own failures, onto the page. In other words, his philosophy wasn't just about truth, it was about therapy. Nietzsche was trying to write himself out of heartbreak. And yet, here's the paradox, Nietzsche also desperately needed women. He admired them, he feared them, and he couldn't stop writing about them. He called them dangerous, but he also called them necessary. He said, when a woman has scholarly inclinations, there is usually something wrong with her sexuality. But who was Lou Salome? A scholar. A writer. A woman whose intellect outshined his own. Nietzsche despised what he desired, and desired what he despised. This tension, the push and pull between fear and fascination, explains why Nietzsche's words about women are so contradictory. On one page, he's vicious. On another, he admits his dependence on them. He couldn't live with them, but he also couldn't live without them. And this contradiction is exactly what makes his work so dangerous, and so human. Because isn't that how many men secretly feel? Terrified of being controlled by women, yet endlessly drawn to them? Nietzsche just said the quiet part out loud. Now let's talk about the dark secret. At the height of his career, Nietzsche broke down. His mind collapsed. He lost touch with reality, spent the last decade of his life insane, muttering to himself on the streets of Turin. And who was left to care for him? A woman. His sister Elizabeth. The same sister who twisted his words after his death, aligning him with Nazi ideology, turning him into the philosopher of hatred when he never asked for that legacy. The final irony, the man who mocked women as weak, shallow, unworthy, was kept alive by a woman's hands. Think about that. The man who once said women exist only for men's use, the man who warned men to bring a whip when they visited women, ended his life helpless, fragile, utterly dependent on a woman. The very people he claimed to despise became the ones who preserved his memory. That is Nietzsche's cruel joke. That is his punishment. So, why did Nietzsche hate women? Because deep down, he didn't hate them at all. He hated himself, his failures, his loneliness, his longing. He projected that pain outward, blaming women for wounds they didn't create. His philosophy about women wasn't philosophy. It was heartbreak, disguised as wisdom. And here's the secret I promised you, Nietzsche's story reveals the truth about hate itself. Hate is almost never about the target, it's about the hater. What you despise in others is often a mirror of what you cannot face in yourself. Nietzsche didn't expose women. He exposed himself. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson we need to carry today. When you hear someone rant about women, or men, or any group of people, ask yourself, what wound are they hiding? What rejection are they bleeding out onto the world? Hate is a confession. And Nietzsche's confession is written in every one of his books. So I'll leave you with this, Nietzsche didn't hate women. He hated being powerless before them. And in the end, that hatred destroyed him. Thank you for watching. If this video challenged the way you think, then do me a favor, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe so you never miss the conversations that truly matter. Together, we're building a space for deeper minds. See you on the next one.